Hello, friends. How are you today? So, we're talking communication, and it's one of the topics that I love to speak the most about. I welcome opportunities to individualize the communications that I have for the person on the other side of the table or on the receiving end of an email or other communication, whether it's verbal or written or whatever else. I like to identify the ways that people receive information. And in that topic, in talking a lot with that topic in the last couple months, I am learning, I'm continuing to learn myself. I am learning new ways specific to individuals and new generations. Now, in my mind, I stopped at the age 33. I don't know why. I'm 53 years old, but in my brain, I'm still 33 years old. I continue to try to remain relevant, but even in so doing, I sometimes realize that through the trainings and team buildings that I do, that my old way of thinking could be stuck, stale, or stagnant, and I need to reapproach the way that I'm doing something. Just recently, here's the example. Just recently, I was leading a strengths based communication embedment session with a client, a longtime client of mine. And in that process, have been with speaking with their planning department folks, lots of strategic thinking, a lot of analytical related individuals as we explored their strengths. And specific to communication, I have a rule of three. Sometimes it's a rule of two. If we are going back and forth, playing email tag or text tag on something, and we're going around the wheel over and over again, and it feels like our communications are not hitting, pick up the phone. That's the rule that I have. It's the rule of three. If you're, jockeying or volleying back and forth, your communication is missing one another. And so pick up the phone, especially if it is complicated or challenging and it's a situation that you need to address. Now, when I stated that to this group of high analytical folks, and I told them, I said, I just send a quick text or a quick email and say, hey, do you have 2 minutes to talk? They both said, like two of the three folks in the room were like, oh, don't do that. And I said, tell me more. What do I need to learn here? Because I don't know. Like most of the time when I say that I do that, people say, well, that's a really great idea. Don't catch me cold in a phone call because I want to be able to prep a little bit. No, these folks said, don't do that. Don't just send me a text and say, do you have 2 minutes to talk, especially for the next day? Because in their mind, they think something is wrong. They may ruminate on it over and over and over again and not get a good night's sleep because of it, when all you wanted to do was talk about something, a project, and identify the scope, or something really light and fluffy and easy that you didn't want because it's just too long and complicated. It's just too long to put in an email or in another written form. So when I asked them that question, I said, what shows up better? And they're like, well, if you want to do that, if you want to talk it through, rather actually say, hey, do you have 2 minutes to talk? It's regarding X, Y, and Z topic. And then that way they know A, how to show up and prepare for that phone call, but B, to settle their mind that everything is ultimately going to be okay. All of these little nuances in communication can we continue to learn from as we continue to be better at landing the mark, really specifically individualizing the communication to who's on the other receiving end. The more generations that we have coming up into the workplace, the more complications, the more confusion, and the more energy and passion and excitement that it takes for us to be able to customize our messages to our audience. As you can tell, I'm super passionate about this. It is one of those areas that I am going to be talking about in the business fable that I have coming up later this spring. But if you have something else, something related to this that you wanted to talk about, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. I would love to customize my message to you, my audience. You take good care, and I will see you soon.